Here we are with the Chapter 2 review exercises, numbers 1 through 9. Here we have that 5-step process that will solve every problem in Chapter 2. Okay, most of them. Number 1, solve the following equations. Here, do we have any parentheses? No. Any fractions? No. Multiple x's? No. Do we have addition and subtraction? We do. So we're going to subtract 9, and we get x equals 8. Oh, I like that one. That one was good. Number 2. Do we have any parentheses? Fractions, multiple t's in this case? Nope. Do we have addition and subtraction? Yes. So subtract 7, and we're now with 3t equals 20. And then last step, add, multiply or divide. Do the opposite, divide by 3, and we get t equals 20 thirds. As a decimal, that could be written as 6.67 or 6 2/3 as a mixed number. On the test, you'll enter stuff in as decimals, so you'd pick this one. If you're handing it in your homework, that one's perfectly fine. All of them are correct. All right, the next one, number 3. Do we have any parentheses? Nope. Do we have any fractions? No. Do we have any multiple y's? Nope. So we're down here to step 4. Get rid of the addition and subtraction. So subtract 5 from both sides. We get negative 2y equals, now negative 17 minus 5 is a negative 22. Be cautious of that. The negatives could throw you off there. And then the last step, undo with division with a negative 2, and we get y equals positive 11. That's negative divided by a negative is a positive 11. All right, number 4. Here we have 6 parentheses x minus 8 minus x equals 5x minus 4. Do we have any parentheses? Yes. Let's get rid of those guys. So we get 6x minus 48 minus x equals 5x minus 4. Okay, parentheses are gone. Do we have any fractions? No. Do we have multiple x's? Yeah, let me see. On the left-hand side of the equation, we have 5x minus 48 equals 5x minus 4 on the right-hand side. Okay, something's fishy here, but let's keep going. Combine them all on the same side. So we got to choose a 5x to get rid of. If we subtract 5x from both sides, we are left with the statement minus 48 equals negative 4. That is a false statement. That never happens. Never, ever. Ew. So this is a no solution. That's what happened with that guy. All right, number 5. Let me see. Step number 1, do we have any parentheses? Yes, so take this and jump it in. Now notice that minus and that 3, they stick together like white on rice. We have 6x minus 3x, but negative 3 times a negative 3 is a positive 9 equals 4x plus 7. Alrighty then, let's combine these together and we get 6x minus 3x, that's just a 3x plus 9 equals 4x plus 7. Now we've got to get these two x's together. Well, we've got to either get rid of the 3x or the 4x. Since they're on opposite sides of the equal sign, we can't just combine them, we got to get rid of one of them. So let's subtract 3x from both sides, and we get 9 equals, that's just x plus 7. Okay, all the x's are together. Step number 4, do we have any addition subtraction? Yep, there's that 7. Subtract 7, and x equals 2. Good. All right, number 6. Do we have any parentheses? Notice we start right up here. Anytime we want to solve, we start right up at step number 1. Do we have any parentheses? No. Do we have any fractions in this one? No. Do we have multiple x's? That's all we have. X's everywhere. 5x minus 7x plus x. That's a negative 1x. Is that right? 5x minus 7x is negative 2x. Plus x is a minus 1. Yeah, equals 10x. Okay, but we got to combine them onto one side. So let's get the x's together. We got to get rid of this guy or that one. Let's add x to both sides. That'll get rid of it over here. We have 0 equals 11x. Now this may seem like one of these fishy ones, but we still have an x in there. We haven't gotten rid of them. And the fishy ones, no solutions or all real numbers, those happen when x's are gone. This is still a number. 11 times what equals 0? We can do that. Divide by 11. And x is a 0. That's just one solution. It's not all real numbers or no solution. It's one answer, and the answer is 0. Alrighty, let's try number 7. Do we have any parentheses? No. Do we have any fractions? Yes. So we've got to multiply through by the least common denominator. So if we look at all the denominators, there's a denominator of 5 and a denominator of 4. 4 doesn't go into 10, so 20 is the smallest one. So we times by 20 everywhere. So 20 times 2/5, you can do that in your calculator if you'd like to, or long way, 20 times 2 is 40, divided by 5 is 8x. 20 times 6 is 120x, minus 5 times 20 is 100, divided by 4 is 125. I mean, not 125, just 25. There you go. Or you could do it the other way. 20 divided by 5 is 4 times 2. 20 divided by 4 is 5 times 5, and you get 25. All right, we got to get the x's onto the same side. Subtract 120x from both sides. Now again, you can do it by pulling the 8x over if you so chose. Let me see, negative 112x equals negative 25, and we're down to the last one. That was, I should list out. We got rid of the fractions. Then we had multiple x's, so we had to combine them on one side. Now, there isn't an addition subtraction by the x, but there is a multiplication. So we got to divide by a negative 112. Divide by a negative 112. We get x equals negative over a negative is a positive. 25 1/12. Excellent. Number 8. All righty. What do we got with number 8 here? Do we have any parentheses? Yes. Oh man, this is going to be a big one. Parentheses and fraction and multiple x's. This is like the worst problem ever. Let's see if we can fit it in here. 5/3 x minus 7/2 x plus 7/2 times 3, that's 21/2 equals 1 over 4x plus 3. Whoo! Okay. So parentheses are gone. Now do we have any fractions? Yes. So we have a 3, a 2, and a 4. So if we just use the 3 and the 2's, that would be a 6, but that wouldn't get the 4. So a 3 and a 4 would give us a 12, and the 2 will work. So it looks like we're going to multiply through by 12, and that's our magic wand that will do the little bibbity bobbity boo that we need. So 12 times 5/3. 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 5 is 20x. 12 times 7/2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Times 7 is 42. That's minus 42x. 12 divided by 2 is 6. That's 126. Equals 12 times 1/4 is 3. 12 times 3 is 36. Let's double check that we did all that right. You might want to put it into your calculator. 12 times 5/3 is 20. 12 times 7/2 is 42. 12 times 21/2 is 126. 12 times 1/4 is 3. 12 times 3 is 36. Whew, all right. So we just did parentheses, yes. We did fractions, yes. Now we got multiple x's. Let's put them together as best we can. On this side, 20x minus 42x. That is a negative 22x plus the 126 equals 3x plus 36. Now we have to add 22x to both sides. Add 22x to both sides. So we get all the x's onto the same side. 126 equals 25x plus 36. Now we're down to step 4. Let's take care of any addition subtraction. Subtract 36, and we get 90 equals 25x. Ooh, let's bring it over here just to kind of get out of the way. 90 equals 25x. Divide by 25. Divide by 25, and we get x equals 90/25. That looks like it can reduce a little bit. If you divide top and bottom by 5, you get 18/5, which turns out in a calculator to be 3.6. So you could put either of those answers on the test. We'll have you enter it in decimals so it looks a little bit nicer. Okay, and then number 9. Do we have any parentheses? Not yet. Do we have any fractions? Yes, we have a 5 and a 2. That means we got to times both sides by 10. Now, when we times by 10, 10 divided by 5 gives us a 2. So we have 2 times this whole top. And over here, 10 divided by 2 is a 5 times that whole top. Let's write it out. 2 times the whole thing of 6x plus 3 equals 5x minus 1 times 5. Some of you may see this, you may have seen it before, as what's called cross multiplication, and it's really just multiplying by that least common denominator and seeing what cancels. Well, we're back up to step 1. We've got to get rid of these parentheses. So jump those guys in. We get 12x plus 6 equals 25x minus 5. Let me see. Multiple x's. Yes, let's get these x's together. Subtract 12x. So kill it on one side, and we get 6 equals 13x minus 5. Down here, step 4, add that 5 over, and we get 13x equals 11. Divide by 13, and we get x equals 11/13, which is probably some ugly-looking decimal. There you go, numbers 1 through 9.